This is Cricket on 360 Radio as we bring you ball-by-ball commentaries of the West Indies-South Africa series. The action is about to begin. And now, for all the excitement, let's join our commentators on location. This is Cricket on 360 Radio as we bring you ball-by-ball commentaries of the West Indies-South Africa series. The action is about to begin. And now, for all the excitement, let's join our commentators on location. This is Cricket on 360 Radio.
Regional stations, the good news is that cricket is about to get underway at the Queen's Park Oval after all the rain we had this morning. I'm going to give you a 10-second countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So welcome to all our listeners all across the world on this production of 360 Radio. We're here at the Queen's Park Oval, and at the moment rain, heavy overnight and early morning showers and a persistent drizzle throughout the day has kept the players off the field. Now they are going to finally get play on the way at 3:30 in the afternoon here in Port of Spain, and the revised conditions for play. There will be 30 overs allowed for today's play, and the play should end at 5:30. On that note, let me say good afternoon to Kadir Mohammed, who's been at the Oval since 6 o'clock this morning.
Hey, good afternoon, Vinod. Good afternoon, listeners. Yeah, it's certainly been a long day for all of us here, all of our enthusiasts, cricket enthusiasts. But we finally have play to get underway here in the first test, day 4 of this West Indies versus South Africa. It's just going to be one session in the afternoon here on day 4.
How much you think the teams could get out of this test match now?
Certainly, it provides an opportunity for both these players to get some time out in the middle, get acclimatized to conditions, pitch-wise, and just the overall fact that they're able to play, I think, is crucial.
South Africa will be hoping to get the West Indies out cheaply, go back in, and then probably set them a stiff target tomorrow. Let's see. It's the Aidan Markram to start. He's going to start with a slip, forward short leg, backward square, mid-wicket on the boundary, and the long off on the offside as Holder comes forward to the first delivery and drives it in a languid manner into the boundary for 4 at squarish cover. So that's 4 to start as Holder just leant forward, and that pushes the score along to 149 for 4.
Yeah, Holder just playing that first delivery right from where he left off yesterday evening is Jason Holder.
Again, using his reach to good effect. Shorter. Holder punches it down the ground. Gets 1. That's a 150 up for the West Indies. They're 150 for 4.
Still trailing by further 207 runs. West Indies. Hodge to take strike now. Another right-hander, 11 not out he is.
Markram is in, and this delivery is played back by Hodge. Nice high elbows. Again, delivery turning into him, plays away back on the onside. Markram hasn't done a bad job. Yesterday evening he did ask some questions. Remember, he's a part-time bowler. Here's Markram, he's in and bowls. Hodge pushes on the offside. Hodge on 11, Holder 18.
One delivery to come in this over from Aidan Markram.
Again, Markram bowls and Hodge plays it on quiet just forward of the short leg field. That's the end of the over. The latest score, the Queen's Park over West Indies 150 for 4.
And it's safely seen off the first over from the South Africans. Aidan Markram 6 overs, none for 15 so far.
The only West Indian batter not to get into double figures thus so far is Athens. He got out for 3. Maharaj has taken all 3 wickets that have fallen to bowlers. There was also the run out of Greg Bradford for 35. Louis, he was bowled Maharaj for 35. Karti, LBW, Maharaj for 42 on debut. Anthony Scott, Markram bowl Maharaj for 3. Holders on 18, he's going to face now. It's going to be the dangerous Maharaj.
Keshav Maharaj into his 29th over bowl, all 28 overs unchanged yesterday. Marathon spell. Here he is again from the media center end.
Round the wicket bowls and the holder is forward. Again, using his long reach to good effect.
He's got to be watchful against him. Against Maharaj, here is a very, very wily character. Slip under. Silly mid-off.
Here is Maharaj again. Holder is back. Just opens the face a bit. Gets it away down to the short third man. He gets a single. Looked in control there, Holder.
He played it nicely in the end. Didn't go to hand. Went in that gap just to the left of the backward point fielder. Hodge back on strike, slip, silly mid-off, backward pointer, extra cover. More after this delivery.
Here's Maharaj beaten. Beautiful delivery. Nice loop. Just pitching and turning slightly away from the probing edge of the bat of Hodge. That one goes into Verena's glove behind. Beaten comprehensively. Here's Maharaj again around the wicket bowls. Hodge's back shorter delivery goes on to the back foot, plays it to short mid wicket, and there is no run. 151 for 4. The score remains. Maharaj in on bowls. Hodge's back, turns it away fine. Runs here for him. They take 1. They're going to go back now for 2, and Giddy gives chase. He picks up, so that's 2 more to the total. Hodge just delaying it a bit, going deep into his crease, and he was able to maneuver the gap.
Yeah, good there from Kavim Hodge. As he gets his first runs of the day. 152 now for 4.
Maharaj in bowls and Hodge is forward. Back along the onside. So it's a quick over there by Maharaj. The West Indies still trail by 204. 6 wickets in hand.
69 overs gone, 153 for 4. Bowler is out there. Jason Holder not out on 19. Kavim Hodge 13. So remember, South Africans were all out for 357 in their first innings. The West Indies responding. 153 for 4, the latest score here, as Aiden Markram is about to continue from the Brian Lara Pavilion end.
She's going to bowl to Jason Holder. The 7th over. There's Markram. He's in and bowls. Holder forward. No run.
Well, he's just taken off the helmet. He's called for his cap. His baggy maroon cap.
There's Markram in. And Holder's driving over mid-off into the boundary for 4. Deliberate shot there by Jason Holder.
Jason Holder continuing to play positively here in this particular innings. It was a foolish delivery, but of course he has such long levers that you're able to manipulate it over the mid-off fielder, 1 bounce, and into the boundary for 4.
Over pitch delivery. Score now goes on to 157 for 4. Markram to continue. Holder's back. Plays it away just short of the short mid-wicket fielder. There is no run.
David Bedingham going into a very straight, silly mid-on position.
Easy single there for Holder this time. It pushes it to a vacant point region. There's also he has to move around. And Holder gets 1 more. He goes on to 24. It's 158 for 4. Hodge on 13 comes into strike. Here is Markram. It's in and bowls. Hodge is turning it away. Just forward of square. Gets one more. So runs coming easily here for the West Indies at the moment. 159 for 4. And for those of you who are interested, they would have saved the follower.
Yeah, certainly. More for these two to do here. Partnership now starting to blossom.
Down the leg side, and Hodge looking to flick that away. Committed a bit too early, and it went uppishly to that. A very short straight mid-on. And then it's the end of the over. So it's the end of it. At the end of 70 overs, the West Indies 159 for 4.
It's been a long day. Of course, we lost 2 sessions to what was a very bleak morning here in Port of Spain, Trinidad. Play got underway just around 3:30. 2 sessions completely washed out, and it's going to be a revised session where we have 30 overs. We're going until 5:30, weather permits. Maharaj to continue.
So the battle between Maharaj and Hodge continues. Here's Maharaj. Hodge pushes forward. This opens the face of the bat. Gets it down to backward point, and there is no run. Keshav Maharaj has bowled. This is his 30th over. So he's bowled nearly half of the over. Short. Hodge is back. Cutting. Down to a deep cover for 1. Stubbs is there. 160 now for 4.
Yeah, Hodge deep back in the crease and able to find a gap. And these two are batting well here. 160 for 4.
Yes, again Maharaj. Holder easily forward. Score remains 160 for 4.
Yeah, I like the fact that Jason Holder is being positive here.
Forward again, immaculately forward.
When I say positive, I mean he's playing each ball on its merit. He's putting away those bad deliveries. He's batting with intent.
Again, forward is Jason Holder. Keeping it very tight here is Keshav Maharaj. Just one delivery to go in over number 71. This is the 4th over of today's play. Holder again, forward, partly and correctly. End of the over, 160 for 4.
Alright, 30 overs, 3 for 49. A real marathon spell for the left arm spinner. Champion at that. And so spin from both ends here. Of course, the ball now 71 overs old, so 9 overs away from a brand new ball. So maybe the South Africans using the opportunity to get both spinners in, and maybe at that stage they decide if the new ball is the best thing. Meanwhile, Markram is going to continue. Still the one slip, a forward short leg, square leg, a man out at deep forward square, a mid wicket, a long on, mid off, and a backward point. There's also a deep extra cover on the boundary.
It's Markram. It's in bowls and Hodge pulls. Just getting hold of it, not the way he would have wanted. And there's a leg by in the offering. As he gets it down to fine leg for 161. Oh.
Brings Holder back into strike. 24 not out. Jason Holder, big man from Barbados. Solidly forward as Jason Holder, confidently at that. He'd Markram here, pretty steady spell from him.
Well, he's doing a job. He's getting through the overs quickly. Just 8.4 overs to go before the new ball is available, and Rabada might have a say in that. As Holder's back, clips it away to that shortish mid-on fielder, and there is no run. Holder remains 24. He has faced 44 deliveries. Hodge is on 15 of 64. And this is Holder just paddling it or trying to around the corner. Goes down just the square leg, and there is no run.
He's still looking to be proactive here, Jason Holder. Ball outside the off stump, turning back into him. He's just looking to paddle it. Didn't make contact.
There's a Markram, he's in on balls, and Holder again is forward. Very correct indeed.
Yeah, very good here from Aiden Markram. Keeping it on a spot. Holder not able to do much. Shooting it with respect.
Markram in. Holder drives through the vacant cover region, gets one. He moves on now to 25. Brings the over to an end. At the end of it, he will keep the strike. 162 for 4.
Yeah, some spectators in here Saturday afternoon, and the die-hard cricket fans have come out, not in their numbers, but they've been around amidst all the rain that we had early on. Nice cool afternoon here in Port of Spain, the Queen's Park Oval. Keshav Maharaj to continue.
Here's Maharaj. Round the wicket he bowls, and Holder drives nicely. Gets one more. Playing very correct here, Jason Holder. He goes on to 26.
Yeah, this is a big innings here from Jason Holder.
Maharaj. Yeah, he is. Bowls to Hodge. Forward it's Hodge. South Africans threw their hands in the air. I don't think there was anything to be alarmed about on that occasion there for Hodge. He's back this time. Can't beat short cover.
This is good pressure here from the South Africans. The close in fielder is silly mid-off. It's very, very close to the pitch. So Hodge has got to be watchful here.
And he's back. Hodge, growing confidence, punches it. There is no run.
Wants to get that fielder a bit further away from him. He's not comfortable there, Hodge. Well, he's switching sides now. He's going to forward short leg.
Again, pushed away. Shouts of catch. And just as the fielder moved on to the onside, all smiles, there's Hodge.
Yeah, ball went just where that fielder was. He switched sides. Right smile from Hodge.
Maharaj continues. He's in. Hodge goes back onto the back foot. Plays it away on the onside. And it's the end of the over. So at the end of it, 163 for 4.
Decent partnership here between Kavim Hodge and Jason Holder. It's with 39 so far. Of course, Hodge would have had to battle out what was a pretty probing spell from the South Africans, Maharaj in particular. And the West Indies lost a couple of quick wickets towards the end of the day's play, and Hodge had a job to do. He did that, and he's come out here. He's 15 not out on the non-strikers, and Jason Holder to take strike. 26 he is. Markram to continue into his 9th over.
So I think Markram is just trying to hustle the new ball along. Here he is. The Holder, and Holder clips it away to mid-wicket. There is no run. South African captain Temba Bavuma in the way. Holder is going for the big hit, and that should go into the boundary for 4. No, lovely bit of fielding down there, And I think they will go upstairs to have a look. Stubbs, the man, running across quickly. Holder hoiking it. He takes two in the interim.
Yeah, taking that ball from outside the off stump, hitting with the spin. Stubbs was out at deep mid wicket, and I think he's done well. Boundary check going on at the moment.
Seems to be fine.
Yeah, he's played a lot of white ball cricket, and that's what he's been accustomed to, boundary riding out there.
The critical point is whether he touched the rope while he was in contact with the ball, and definitely not. So I think it's a good bit of work there by Stubbs.
Tristan Stubbs, he dropped a catch yesterday off, I think it was Casey Carty.
Holder back. Gets one. Stubbs again into the action. 29 now to Holder. 166 for 4. Hodge taps at the crease and waits. Markram bowls. Hodge keeps it away. Goes down to mid on. There is no run. Here's Markram in again. Hodge gets it on the legs. Clips it down behind square. Can't beat the fielder Bellingham, is it? And there is no run. Markram in, tossed up, pushed away by Hodge. He's not going to be tempted. End of the over. At the end of it, 166 for 4.
Another good over from Aiden Markram comes to an end. 9 overs, none for 25. West Indies still trail by 191. Job for these two to do. Joshua De Silva still to come. Wicketkeeper batter. At the moment, Jason Holder and Kavim Hodge putting on a decent partnership here for the West Indies. Keshav Maharaj is going to continue into his 32nd over now. .74 overs gone. The new ball due in 6 overs time. Two close infielders now, a silly mid-off and a forward short leg. Slip also.
Maharaj round the wicket. Ooh, and Holder was on the back foot. That one pitched and they squared him up. Missed everything.
Just going on the back foot, a foolish delivery there, Jason Holder.
Yeah, to his credit, he did drop his wrist, as you can see. But well beaten. Is Maharaj is in again to Holder, and this is better. Holder's forward. Bat and pat close together. Tossing it up there, Maharaj. Holder. Just a mere push to Bavuma, who is at extra cover, and there is no run. Forward again. So good battle here between Holder and Maharaj.
Sensing something is about to happen here. I'm getting the feeling that Jason Holder is not comfortable with those two close infielders.
Forward again. He has patience, Holder. He's been tested.
Yeah, credit to Keshav Maharaj. He's putting it down on a spot. Always asking questions.
Maharaj in. Holder drive straight down the ground. Gets a single. Goes on to 30 now, the all-rounder. Hodge is on half of that, 15. And the West Indies trail by 119 and 167 for 4.
Pretty cool conditions here now at the Queen's Park Oval. Slightly overcast, no immediate threat of rain. And so the players out here. 167 for 4. Greg Brathwaite got 35. Mikhail Louis also got 35. Carty had 42. And Athanaze 3. Those were the batsmen to go. Casey Carty on debut, getting to 42 before he was caught Makram bowled Maharaj. Here's Makram to continue.
Holder is back, plays it away. There is no run. Again, that fielder in the position of a very short, straightish mid-on. Waiting for that uppish try from Holder. This time he's going. Lovely shot through the onside. Chase here for Rabada. Now at a wideish long one. Holder gets 2. Finding the gap nicely.
Yeah, nicely played away from Jason Holder. Went to the left of Temba Bavoom at mid-wicket. Rabada had to run to his right. 2 to Holder. 169 for 4.
Down the ground. Lovely shot for 4. As straight as an arrow. Overpitched there by Makram. And Holder needed no second invitation.
Yeah, Jason Holder getting that front foot forward. Hitting straight, hitting powerfully. A couple of bounces and into the boundary for 4. Another good looking shot from the big man here, Jason Holder. Was on to 36. 173 for 4.
Makram's in again. Holder's bowled him. Playing over that Jason Holder. He looks back as to suggest that he just can't believe it. Unbelievable. Against the run of play.
Totally against the run of play. Aiden Makram getting one to spin from outside the off stump. Holder was playing a big drive and beaten on the outside edge.
He played inside that.
Yeah, beaten on the outside edge. And Makram had the off stump rocked back. West Indies have lost their 5th wicket. Holder has to go for 36. It's 173 for 5.
Well, we were all thinking that Holder would have just... the job was being done, actually, by Makram just to get the new ball in. But he has struck. So he has done his job.
Remember what I told you a couple of overs ago? You know, I did say something I was about to give. And that has happened.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna leave you, Kadir, for the next half an hour or so. You will be joined by Astelred.
Yeah, thank you, Vinud. Thank you, Vinud, for that. Joshua De Silva, wicket-keeper batter now in for the West Indies. In at number 7, 30 matches he's played in Test cricket, 52 innings, 1,151 runs. And in here, Aiden Makram striking for the South Africans. And so that partnership comes to an end. Let me say good afternoon to Astelren.
Well, good afternoon to you, Kadir, and good afternoon to all our listeners. Thank you so much, Vinud. As just before I came on, Vinud did his job. He picked up the wicket for South Africa. At least he will not have so much fans in the West Indies crowd. But at least Makram did his job, or he's doing his job well. He picked up the valuable wicket of Jason Holder. I thought Holder was doing a tremendous job. He was striking the ball well despite having some problems with Maharaj, but he looked well until he pushed down the wrong line and lost his off stump.
Yeah, so here's Makram again to continue to De Silva. A foolish delivery. De Silva is pushing out in front of him in the offside and he's going through for the single. So he gets off the mark. The over comes to an end. 76 overs gone. West Indies 174 for 5. Makram gets his first wicket. 10 overs, 1 for 32.
Oh yes, 174 for 5, and I think South Africa, they're inching closer to the new ball. I believe that's why they started off with Makram and with Maharaj. At least with Makram, to quicken the overs, to get a chance to either Rabada or Longini to have a shot at his batsmen. And I think at this time, half of the plan worked. They picked up the very important wicket of Jason Holder. And now, as they get closer to the new ball, I believe we are going to see either Rabada or Longini come in, and they will replace Makram with Maharaj tying up an end as he did yesterday.
Yeah, so Maharaj to continue into his 33rd over, bowling to the Silva, who's hitting this one in the air. And guess what? The Silva's lost this wicket innocuously. Maharaj would have pitched up delivery. The Silva on the back foot, looking to turn it leg side. And all he could do was pick out the Zozi at mid-on, who gleefully accepts. And the West Indies have lost back-to-back wickets. The Silva has to go for one. 176 for 6 now.
176 for 6. And I believe what happened there is that with the tightness of Maharaj, he been doing an excellent job since yesterday. He forced the Silva into playing that shot. I believe he played a bit too early. The ball didn't come on as fast as he expected, and he went for the shot expecting it to come on a little faster, and he just picked out
the Zozi.
The Zozi, and the Zozi took a comfortable catch. So it means that West Indies slipped into further trouble after they seem to be coming out of that early rot, coming out of some trouble from yesterday, but they have gone back into that type of shackles which they've been facing before that. So we see coming out to join Hodge is the number. This is Kima Roach. Roach comes out now, and West Indies they are still in a bit of trouble because the lead is quite a substantial one.
Yeah, definitely. 174 for 6. Kima Roach makes his way out to the middle to join Kavim Hodge, and the homeboy here, Joshua De Silva, playing in front of his home crowd. He didn't do much, and South Africans well and truly on top here. Maharaj 4 for 51, his figures so far. And the South Africans on the attack. Slip, forward short leg, silly mid-off. Bavuma at close in cover on the offside. Maharaj to Roach. And Roach is just pushing forward to this one, playing it out to Bavuma. There's also a backward point, extra cover, a mid-off, a mid-on, a square leg, and Maharaj again into Roach, and Roach is negotiating this one safely, playing it out in front of him. Score remains at 174 for 6.
Yes, and Maharaj continues that fine spell. He's 4 for 51 up to the 3 overs. As he bowls to Roach, and Roach comes right forward again and smothers that one. The ball goes back to Maharaj.
So Maharaj again passes the umpire and bowls to Roach, who is getting a full delivery that is just coming on the front foot and playing it out into the offside. Bedingham is doing the fielding. And Maharaj is just looking around and asking Mulder at mid-off to take a couple steps back. And he's also just expanding the field, looking to give Roach the single here. The extra cover has gone out a few meters out to the boundary. So to the mid-off, and the square leg now dropping back the deep backward square. Maharaj a tossed up delivery to Roach, which is playing on the front foot, safely away. And the over is completed. 77 overs gone. Score here at the Queen's Park Oval. West Indies replying to South Africa 357 and 174 for 6.
Well, I see Hodge, Kadeem Hodge, he will be looking for Roach to hold an end. They see Roach is no slouch with a bat. He's no rabbit with a bat. He can bat. So I believe these two, if Roach holds his hand, holds his head, he can hold an end for Hodge to really play his normal attacking way. And Hodge is trying his best to break the shackles which he seemed to be engulfing.
Well, Makram to Hodge, and Hodge is just going down on one knee and clipping this one behind square. And Tristan Stubbs moving away to his right, keeps it down to a single, brings Kimar Roach on strike. And it's going to be interesting to see the way how Kavim Hodge plays here with the West Indies lower order.
Well, at least I think he may have to be taking most of the strike. He'll have to be looking at counting the amount of balls he will be facing and how much he will allow his opposing batter to do. So at least it's an interesting and an intriguing battle.
Yeah, Makram with a delivery down the leg side. Varena skipping away to his left, makes a clean take. No run to the total. 75 for 6. Makram again from the Brownlow Pavilion end into Roach. Straight delivery. That Roach is just playing out to Bavuma at short mid wicket. Slip forward, short leg in place. Ran Rickleton now is coming into a leg gully. Makram into Roach. Roach is playing this one up, back up the pitch to Makram. 3 close in fielders. Bavuma also at that short mid wicket position. Maharaj on the offside is in a catching cover. Come again into Roach. And Roach is just playing forward to this one. Solid in defense, yet to get off the mark here. Kimar Roach, 9 deliveries faced. And 75 for 6. 1 delivery to come in the 78th over. And the Roach is just pushing this one back up to Makram. So solid over from Aiden Makram comes to an end. 78 overs gone. It's 175 for 6.
175 for 6, and Makram is truly enjoying himself, because I sure the skipper must have told him, boy, I need you to really come on and let us get as close, try to get the fast bowlers on as quickly as possible. You are going to bowl some overs to me, but yet he picked up the valuable wicket of Jason Holder. So I believe he has done his job. He continues to do a tight job, and he is really enjoying this spell which he's having. And we see from the other end, we see Maharaj continues his spell.
Maharaj into Hodge, who's just driving it away through the offside, and it's going down to Tristan Stubbs at deep extra cover, and they're able to cross through for a single. So a single of the very first delivery, which means that Maharaj has got 5 deliveries to bowl at Kimar Roach. And look at his field. There's a slip, and there's 2 close-in fielders on the offside. Maharaj into Roach, but well played from Kimar Roach. He was confidently forward, and no chance to those 2 close-in fielders. Maharaj again, nice and slow through the air, and Roach is playing it straighter this time, well away from those 2 close-in fielders, Ryan Rickleton and David Benningham. Now Rickleton has gone to the leg side, forward short leg. Maharaj with a slinging delivery, and Roach is just playing it away.
Yes, those 2 fieldsmen, they have been touching distance of Roach, and I believe that Hodge has confidence in his man.
Oh.
This one came very close indeed, very, very close indeed. As I said, he has confidence in his player, but this one almost went to hand.
Yeah, Kimar Roach, they are just playing this one uppishly. David Benningham had a chance, but it was a sharp chance, and that had to stick. It didn't. And here's Roach just playing this one back up to Maharaj. So the over safely negotiated. 79 overs gone. It's 176 for 6.
Well, let's see what the South African skipper will do. Bavuma, if he's going to go immediately when the new ball is due, or he will continue to have Makram continue his spell, his fine spell. Let's see what the tactics will be. But we know that Maharaj, they are not going to get that ball away from him, because he has a marathon spell from yesterday. He continues to bowl well today. And when a bowler is bowling well, it is very difficult to get the ball away from him, from his hands.
Certainly, Aid Markham to continue. 11 overs, 1 for 33. Now, coming in from the Brownlar Pavilion end to Hodge. And Hodge is just cutting this one away to the Zorzi at backward point. No run.
Yes, you mentioned a while ago what type of innings you think Hodge will play thereon. And I believe Hodge has to be much more attacking and much more assertive. And he has to take command.
Yeah, so here he is just attempting to sweep. It's taken a top edge and it's gone over the head of Ryan Rickleton at short fine leg. And Hodge able to cross through for a couple of runs.
Oh yes, Hodge moves on to 19. And the intent is there to really get things going for the West Indies.
Now come again into Hodge, back and playing this one away. Yeah, Hodge has got to take most of the strike, but it's going to be interesting to see if he takes a more aggressive approach, you know, seeing that he's batting with the low order and the runs very, very crucial, as West Indies would want to get as close as possible to the South Africa's 357. He has another full delivery from Markram, slightly quicker, and Hodge is just tapping it back up to Markram.
Yes, Hodge has two equations which he's playing with now. He has to think about survival for himself and also the team. And I believe he will choose maybe the latter. The team will come very important to him as he pushes this one straight back. The Zorzi comes in and feels the ball goes back to Markram. And let's see what's happened with this next delivery.
Yeah, so a slight change to the field. The man from deep extra cover has gone into mid-off, and Kishaf Maharaj has gone into cover on the offside. So Hodge down and sweeping behind square. They go for one, and they're coming back for second. Tristan Stubbs was doing the fielding. He went to the bowler's end, and Roach was quick to get back to his ground. So 80 overs gone. It's 180 for 6.
Oh yes, 180 for 6. And Roach is yet to get off the mark after facing 15 deliveries. Hodge is on 21 of 80. So West Indies still there, but they're still a good way off. But the score is 180 for 6. And let's see what happens here now. If they're going to go for the new ball immediately, or they're going to give Markram another over. And I see. Oh.
Well, so Gregory Brathwaite comes out to the field. He's giving Hassan Raza a brand new ball, and the South Africans have immediately taken the second new ball right at the start of the 80th over, and so they've taken the second new ball. Maharaj is going to bowl it. And immediately he's going past the edge of Roach. So certainly cannot get the ball out of Maharaj's hand. They've taken the second new ball, and here he is bowling the new ball. And he's been bowling on change since yesterday.
Oh yes, I mean he's 4 wickets to 52 runs of 32 of 35 overs. He has been bowling it exceedingly well, and to get that ball away from him in this spell, and since yesterday he started, it's going to be very, very difficult. It will take a very brave captain to do that.
Yeah, he's getting some bonks. Roach was playing forward, beating the outside edge. Farina collects behind. Maharaj again into Roach. Nice full delivery that Roach is getting some bat on it, playing it out to the offside. Rabada is doing the fielding, and there's no run. Score remains at 180 for 6. Maharaj again into Roach. Just want to stick in the outside edge. It's going away from Markram at slip. Rabada is moving away to his left and doing the fielding. No runs to Roach. And tidy again from Maharaj, asking questions. A bit of bounce again, taking the shoulder of the bat. And luckily for Roach, it didn't go to hand.
Correct, because a new ball, there'll be some bounce and there'll be some and the ball at least will come on a little faster to the batsman.
Turn there from Maharaj. Exaggerated turn. It pitched just outside the off stump and continuing going. Varina had to go away to his right to make to collect. Maharaj is beating the bat of Roach again. So a maiden over from Maharaj. 81 overs gone. The score remains at 180 for 6.
Yes, and Kima Roach is yet to get up the mark, and you have at the other end you have his partner Kadeem Hodge, who I think is the man to really take control of this lower half of this lower batting order. I mean, he has to set the pace and set the tone, and at least they will know exactly his intentions, what he means, what he wants to do, and where he wants to take this West Indies team. But at the other end, we see there is Makram still bowling, or there's a change of bowling.
It's Aiden Makram.
Aiden Makram, yeah. I couldn't believe my eyes.
Well, Aiden Makram is getting the new ball from the Brian Lara Pavilion end, and he too is going through a very fine spell at the moment. South Africans have taken the new ball, but they haven't gone back to their seamers just yet in Kagiso Rabada and Lungi Ngidi.
Correct, because I think they are looking at these two spinners. They have been asking questions from the batters and some serious questions. They have been keeping a good line of length. I believe that is why the skipper Bavuma decided to stick with these two spinners.
Yeah, so Makram into Hodge, and Hodge is turning this one leg side behind square. Stubbs is coming off the boundary to do the fielding, and they've taken a single. Roach back on strike.
Roach is back on strike after 21. He's yet to get up the mark. The score is 181 for 6. And the West Indies, well, they still trail by 176. That's a long way off.
Yeah. Job for these two to do. Slip, leg gully, and the forward short leg. Bavuma at short mid wicket. There is a long mid off. Makram into Roach, and Roach is playing this one leg side. Can't get a run.
It's a lovely afternoon for cricket. The skies, the places are a bit clearer now. There's no rain around, and we continue to have good cricket, good tight, interesting cricket.
Roach yet to get off the mark. 23 deliveries he's faced so far. Makram into his 13th over. He passes the umpire, delivers to Roach, who is getting a full delivery, a tossed up delivery that is going over the head of the middle fielder. A couple of bounces and into the boundary for 4.
Well, at least that's an excellent way to get up the mark. I mean, he faced from a 21 to 21 deliveries. He'd been there very patient and he was waiting on this one. He knew a bad ball will come along, or a foolish delivery will come along, or even a half volley. And that one was foolish up to the bat, and he went for broke. He went with everything. He threw the bucket, everything at it, and it hit the boundary side. So at least Roach got off the mark in style. He's now 4 from 24.
One delivery to come in the over from Makram, 185 for 6. Into Roach, and Roach is just playing forward solidly back up the pitch. Bavuma is doing the fielding. End of the over. At the end of it, 82 overs gone here. The latest score at the Queen's Park Oval, 185 for 6. West Indies.
Well, as the players, as they move around for the change of over, we see Maharaj is the one who hands his cap to the umpire. It means that he will continue his spell, his long marathon spell. He's having a word with Bavuma, the skipper. Maybe he's telling him, boy, this might be, let's see what's happening for this one. Give me one more over and see what's going to happen. So let's wait and see what happens here now, because this is a very interesting time of this test match.
Maharaj into Hodge. Fuller delivery, slightly quicker from Maharaj. And Hodge is playing it away on the offside. Can't get a run. Maharaj again into his 36th over. Into Hodge. And nice full delivery. Hodge is pushing it out to Rabada at backward point. No run. Slip forward, short leg, silly mid off. Maharaj again passes the umpire into Hodge. Nice full slowish delivery from Maharaj, tossed up and safely played away by Hodge. Hodge on 22 from 85. Maharaj into Hodge, full, and Hodge is driving and beating all ends up of Arena. The keeper collects.
Maharaj continues to maintain that pressure on the batsman with his two men close to the batsman.
Nice kiss. Good kissy.
Maharaj here, very, very tidy spell from him. A marathon spell, 4 for 52. Here he is again into Hodge. This one is on the line of the leg stump, and Hodge is just clipping it towards square leg, and they go through 4 single, end of the over. At the end of 83 overs, it's 186 for 6.
And as this game continues, we see that the South Africans, they are still in control of this game. They are still looking to on their minds, maybe they can still win this test match, and they are working towards that. Now we see there was a change up at the Brian Lara end, the Brian Lara Pavilion end. I think Rabada is the man coming on. So we read it right. I think the South African skipper said he have had enough of the spinners. Let's see what the fast men can do, because he would like to wrap the innings up as quickly as possible and to start at least to give the West Indies a good total to chase maybe on the final day. So because this game started on Wednesday, so we'll be in the 4th day today. Tomorrow is the 5th and final day's play. So at least he is looking to make things happen.
So Kagiso Rabada, 14 overs, none for 39, is about to pick up the attack from the Brian Lara Pavilion end, replacing Aid Makram, who did a wonderful job for Captain Bavuma before he was pulled out of the attack. Makram 13 overs, 1 for 42. So it's going to be Rabada, 2 slips, a gully, backward point, cover, mid-off, a shortish mid-on, mid-wicket, and a long leg in place. Here's Rabada into Hodge, who's just getting a delivery that is coming back into him slightly, and he just knocked it on the onside. Can't get a run. Score remains at 186 for 6.
And I believe that Rabada will be looking to really to add to his to at least pick up his first wicket of this innings, because he has gone wicketless so far, and he'll be pressing for that 1 wicket at least to pick up a wicket or 2.
Rabada into Hodge, full delivery. Hodge is clipping this one off the legs. It's going down to mid-on area. Maharaj is giving chase as he pulls it inside. They've gone for 1. They've come back for the second. And 2 runs to Hodge, who moves on now to 25, 188 for 6.
Yes, and Hodge didn't miss out there. That one was full on his pad, on his strong area, and he clipped it beautifully. And I think the running between the wickets were very, very good. They run extremely hard.
Rabada again into Hodge. Delivery on the line of the off stump. Hodge is on the back foot, and it's just coming off the outer half of the bat, going out to the point area where Tristan Stubbs is, and no run.
Well, I thought with the covers on for almost for all that period of during this morning period, at least the wicket will have some life, some movement. So let's see what Rabada can extract from this pitch.
Rabada again into Hodge, and he's getting a delivery just outside the off stump. He's on the back foot and he's edging it. David Bedingham is moving slightly to his left, and he completes the catch. Rabada striking in his first over. Hodge has to go back to the pavilion for 25. West Indies 188 for 7.
And I believe, like I mentioned before, I believe the cover's been on this morning for this full morning period. The wicket had some life in it, and you can see there was some movement of the wicket. And with the new ball, Hodge went back. He got an edge, and Bellingham did the rest. So South Africa, they have picked up their 7th wicket, and the score is 188 for 7. West Indies still trailed by 169 runs. Rabada has now 1 for 41 of 15 overs. So they have done what they wanted to do. The visitors, the South Africans, they have picked up the wickets. They have kept the scoring down, and they have removed the top batsmen who could have created some problems for them. They removed Jason Holder quite easily, and now they have removed Hodge. So we are down to the tail end, you can say, of this innings.
Well, Gudakesh Moti makes his way out at number 9 for the West Indies. And Kagiso Rabada making an important breakthrough there, getting that wicket. It was a very good delivery. Hodge had to play. It was just outside the off stump. I would say just about a 4th stump line. It was back of a length, and then it was just dragging slightly away from the right-handed Hodge. And David Bellingham took a smart catch at first slip. 188 for 7. Gudakesh Moti, left-handed, and immediately Rabada switching to around the wicket. And here he is, into Moti, 3 slips waiting. Passes the umpire, and Moti's getting one down the leg side. Varena is moving away, claiming the catch. He's appealing. Rabada is not interested. And a dot delivery in the end.
Oh, yes, Rabada showed no interest at all in that, because he knew that one was going down leg. He knew maybe it touched something, but it may have touched the tie pad, or maybe it touched the pad on the way through the keeper. So he showed no interest in it as he comes back again to bowl to Gudakesh Moti.
Yeah, back of a length, just outside the off stump. Moti right behind that delivery, played it out in front of him in the offside. End of the over from Rabada. 84 overs gone. 188 for 7.
Well, the new ball has brought what South Africa wanted. The new ball has got the breakthrough, and with the faster men, Rabada struck early. He removed Hodge, and now he will be looking ready to wrap things up and to add maybe 2 more wickets to his tally of this long and illustrious career of his. So I think South Africa, they're still in the driver's seat, but West Indies are there, and they are fighting on with Gudakesh Moti and with Kema Roach. With one more, with the final batsman to come in, that will be, at least they will show that they are prepared to fight all the way down.
Yeah, Kesha Maharaj to continue to Kema Roach with 2 slips and 2 close-in fielders on the offside. Here's Maharaj into Roach, who's getting a delivery outside the off stump, and he's playing it all along the ground. Mullah is doing the fielding. So 188 for 7. Maharaj again into Roach. Roach is getting a delivery on the line of the leg stump. He's sweeping it away, forward of square. The Zorzi is giving chase, but he cannot pull it back, and it's running into the boundary now, and that's going to be another 4 to Kema Roach.
So Kema Roach has 2 boundaries, and this is one of the disadvantages that the fielding team faces. When you take the new ball, the ball is much more harder. It travels quicker, very quickly across the outfield. So once the batsman put back the ball, it will get to the boundary very, very quickly. But the South Africans know this, and they continue their attacking style.
Continuing to peg away here. Maharaj again into Roach, full delivery, and played out into the offside, no run. The West Indies have added 47 runs this morning, but they've lost 3 wickets. 192 for 7. Maharaj into Roach again, played back up the pitch, where Maharaj is doing the fielding. No run. Maharaj again, no. Into Roach, a delivery just on the line of the leg stump. Roach is getting the inside edge. It's going towards the square leg region. The Zorzi is doing the fielding. No run.
Well, Maharaj is doing exactly what his captain wanted him to do from yesterday. He continues to this marathon spell, this excellent spell.
Good again from Kishore Maharaj. Slightly slower. Kimar Roach played it away quite safely. In the end, 85 overs gone, 192 for 7. Just to bring you up to speed with what has happened so far, in case you're just joining us, we started day 4 of this first test. The West Indies at 145 for 4. Not out batters at that time was Kavim Hodge and Jason Holder. And we've progressed to the first hour of play here on the 4th day. West Indies 192 for 7, still trailing by 165. And the players are going to have a drink. But I'm going to say, Astel, your thoughts on how this session went so far for the South Africans?
Well, no doubt in my mind that the South Africans, they won the session quite easily because they picked up 3 wickets. I mean, and when you look at how they went about it, they had a plan. They started with the 2 spinners, and I thought that they were just using Makram as just to quicken the overs, to get closer to the new ball. But when he picked up the wicket of Jason Holder, it told me that, well, it worked. I mean, it was a bonus for them. They wanted to at least to get a wicket, but they wanted to have things tight and to get that new ball into the hands of Nengini and Rabada as quickly as possible. But when he came and he picked up the wicket of Jason Holder, and he didn't just pick up the wicket, he clean bowled him. He bowled him down completely. So it meant that they had a plan and the plan worked. And after that, they went into what they really wanted to do. They maintained the 2 spinners, and when the overs came in, they brought on Rabada. Rabada picked up an early wicket. So everything is working to plan. I believe that West Indies, they are still trailing by 165 runs. Those runs will be very difficult for them to at least to get to rephrase that. But you find that that West Indies, once there is wickets in hand, there is hope. And at least these 2 batsmen at the wicket, Gulakesh Murthy, have shown that he has scored a first-class 100 before, and Kemar Roach is very capable. And well, the last man inside, who he at least will be a man that they will be depending on to get to at least 250, 215, 230 or 220 around there, to at least to get closer to the South African score. But to answer your question, straightforward, I believe South Africa, they won the first hour's play, and they will continue to try to wrap things up as quickly as possible.
So welcome back to the Queen's Park Oval, and yet another wicket. Now this time Gulakesh Murthy fall to the bowling of Kagiso Rabada, getting the outside edge onto the second slip. So we want to welcome you back here to the Queen's Park Oval. I'm Ian Wason
alongside Dylan Sharma here at the Queen's Park Oval. It's 192 for 8. Gulakesh Murthy only able to last 3 deliveries until Rabada was able to pick him up and pick up his second wicket of the innings. 2 for 41 his figures right now into his 16th over.
And he's inching closer to 300 test scalps, up to 293 I reckon. And this would bring Jumel Warrican. And Jumel Warrican will be eager to get a ball in hand. The last time he would have played here before this test match, It was a match between Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados back in March. And I can tell you that in 45 minutes, Trinidad and Tobago lost 8 wickets to lose the match. And of course, Jamal Waran, he was the main architect in that match. So he's here after 16 matches. He's averaging just 11.81 with the bat.
Middle. Right him over.
So Kagiso Rabada is bowling with 3 slips.
Jamal Waran with a highest score of 41 would be very useful at this moment here for the West Indies, but very wishful thinking.
The 3 slips, the man at point, there's the extra cover, the man in a catching position, in a very short backward position. And this is the one, he's just getting this one to the gully area. The 3 slips the gully, the ball goes to gully. Underground, well played by Waran, full stop. And then of course there's a fine leg. And a short mid wicket there in place as well.
Third ball, the over. Rabada runs into bowl here. It's a Yorker length delivery, just worked out by Waran down to that fine leg region. Gonna scamper back for 2, and Lungi and Gidi cleans that one up at fine leg.
He was just trying just a bit there, KG Rabada. And Jamal Waran, not a rabbit with a bat. He can't hold his end. Gets 2 to get off the mark.
That one actually came off the pad.
They came off the pads, yeah.
2 leg buys. Waran still not off the mark yet. Spaced 3 deliveries so far. 194 for 8. 4th ball of the 86 over, and still trailed by 163 the West Indies.
So they are 6 runs away from 200, and that will be a good score. A milestone that they would get to.
Roach again, and just fended down to that mid-off region past Bavuma, and it's going to go through the boundary. Was teasing Bavuma all the way there, but eventually got it to the boundary and off the mark for Jamal Waran.
And that was a good looking shot here from Waran. Drives that on the offside, beating Temba Bavuma.
Not much power in that shot, just timed it really.
He looked like a top order batsman with that shot there. 3 slips a gully, man at point. Extra cover. This one is whipped on the onside. They will get 1, and Gidi runs across to a wildish fine leg. And he will get the ball back in for a single. So therefore that Waran will maintain the strike as it comes to the end of the over. The end of the over is 199 for 8.
So the wickets to fall so far in this session. Kavem Hodge, caught by Beddingham. Bull Rabada for 25. Jason Holder, the first to go. 36 from 61, bowled by Markram. The Silva only facing 3 deliveries, and Maharaj getting the better of him, just scooping that ball to Dizozi at mid-on. Gudakesh Moti also lasting 3 deliveries for no run, as Rabada easily cleaned them up. Roach and Waran at the crease. Roach on 8 from 31 and Waran on 5 from 5. Maharaj just about to begin his 38 over, but just aborted in his run up there by Waran. He's ready now. And that's gone high into the air by Jamal Waran. Again, his second boundary of his innings, and it's a 6 in style here. 11 now, Jamal Waran from only 6 deliveries, and greets Maharaj with a 6 off, down to long off, over that boundary, straight at us here in the Jerry Gomez Media Center.
And what a way to bring up the 200. It's now 205 for 8. He's leaving this one. So this is a typical field for a tailender. The 2 slips with a catching man there as a silly mid-off. There's a silly mid-on, if you would call it that, man, a backward square. This one is going for another big heave. It's going in the air, and it will have the legs or the wings to go for 6 more, and he moves on to 17. It's 211 for 8.
Well, I certainly like this here from Waran. One left arm spinner to another, and just giving it his all here. Might as well, only 2 wickets remaining. And with Roach able to hold on, and it does give Waran that license.
That was over long on. So first the other 6 was over long off. He goes the other side, over long on.
Shouldn't be worrying the South Africans too much. Still 146. They are in the good. There's nervy running here between Waran and Roach. Eventually able to rotate strike as Waran hit that one to Bavuma at mid-off.
So Waran 18 from 9.
Striking at 200.
Talk about positive cricket in test matches. This one is turning away from him. He was going for another big drive, an expansive drive, but because the ball turned away from him, wicketkeeper picked it up almost in front of his slip.
Has been a key factor here for Maharaj, with this second new ball getting a lot more bounce to go with that vicious turn. Final ball of the over, and Kumar Roach plays and misses that one, just beats him that 4th stump line. End of the 87th over, 212 for 8. Keshav Maharaj 4 from 70, hoping that he's able to pick up a 5th.
And this was a very good delivery from him to close the over. Looking to push forward, try to meet the ball, but the ball pitched and moved away from him. So Maharaj 4 for 70, Rabada 2 for 46 so far. Casey Carty, best West Indies batsman so far with his 42. Holder made 36. Kagiso Rabada would start his 17th over with 3 slips and a gully. He passes the umpire. This one is left by the batter, picked up by the wicketkeeper.
Just shaping away on that occasion. No real threat to the stump, so easily left by Jamil Waran.
There's 3 slips, the gully, the man at point. There's a vacant space here before the ball reaches, before the field reaches to Timber Bavuma in extra cover.
Ruchin again.
This one is whipped towards mid-wicket by Roach.
Going to get back through for 2 runs.
So Bada was just angling down the leg side, and Roach just whipped it through the mid-wicket area for 2.
To the ball of the over, Waran really eager to rotate the strike.
And so he played that on the onside to the cover area where Timber Bavuma to run from extra cover, and they hustle the run, and because they put the Timber Bavuma under pressure, threw the ball to the wicketkeeper. The ball missed the wicketkeeper, but it didn't take the extra run as Ngidi came from fine leg, because the batsman would have already passed some distance. Rabada passes the umpire, a loud appeal, the umpire he raises his finger, and that's the wicket number 9. Jomel Waran has to find a new partner. Roach, he goes for 8, leg before wicket to Rabada.
He's going to have a second look at it. Of course, with 2 reviews remaining, would want to utilize them at this stage, although that did look quite plumb.
But Roach will ask a question as they go upstairs. Rabada seems to be confident.
Certainly looks to be
Nothing,
having to go back towards that.
nothing off the bat from what we can see here. So just to see if the ball was going down the leg side or if it was hitting the wicket. And the replays we are seeing here shows nothing off the bat.
Definitely looks like it would be heading towards middle and leg stump area. Shouldn't be any issue with height either. Anxiously awaiting out there. Roach is already halfway off the field.
Because they are seeing the replay on the big screen as well, and he saw that there is no inside edge. Just to see, look at ball tracking now to see where the ball would have been angling. The impact is in line, and the wickets are showing that it's hitting. So Roach has to go for 8 leg before wicket to Kagiso Rabada. And the West Indies lose their 9th wicket.
Confirmation from Hassan Raza on his decision. Roach 8 from 34 he has to go for. He's able to get 2 fours away throughout his innings, but eventually perishes to Rabada, LBW. His 3rd wicket now for 49 runs. 4 balls into his 17th over, and Jaden Seals, last batsman for the West Indies, joins Jamel Waran, who's really injected some impetus into the innings now.
Yeah, 21 runs from just 12 deliveries, boosted the score over 200.
Just as you were speaking about that 200-run barrier earlier, might have heard you out there and wanted to get over that landmark.
But Jaden Seals comes in as the number 11 batsman. He's averaging 6, but he has shown that he can do something with the bat. He's played some innings. So we have lost the sunshine. Hadn't really the sunshine for the day. We haven't seen the sun for the day really. As Rabada bowled to the left-handed batsman, Jaden Seals, with 3 slips on the gully. There's a man at point. But this one is going to point where he has to run to his right just a bit. He does save the single and keeps Roach on strike.
Jaden Seals.
Sorry, Jaden Seals.
1 more ball for him to negotiate from Kagiso Rabada in this 88 over. 215 for 9.
3 for 49 so far.
We see that collapse, the fall of wickets from 173 for 5 up to 215 for 9.
And this one he leaves, and the wicketkeeper would oblige, takes the ball just about the waist height. That's the end of the over, West Indies. 215 for 9 after 88 overs.
Only 9 extras conceded by the South Africans throughout their 88 overs, so very good effort by them, especially since 2 of those extras just recently would have just been off of leg byes. So very disciplined bowling.
So far, no one has crossed 50 for the West Indies. The closest was Casey Carty. He made 42. Jason Hula made 36. And both openers, Craig Brathwaite and Mikhail Louis, each got 35.
Isha Maharaj into his 39th over. And there's a shout for LBW, but umpire Illingworth is unmoved.
Yes, the batsman was looking to hit that ball over mid-wicket. He played across the line, but the umpire reckons it wasn't a leg before wicket. 2 slips, the man at silly mid-off, and a man very short who comes in front. He comes forward on the leg side.
Forward short leg. Maharaj, 2nd ball of the over and easily defended by Jamel Waran. Not too sure why he was trying to sweep on that 1st ball of the over. He looked so good coming down the ground.
So 2 slips, silly mid-off, forward short leg with the extra cover. There's point. This one is left alone, picked up by the wicket-keeper. There's a long off. Of course, they have to be keen on keeping that long off in play. There's a long on as well. And he's getting some exaggerated turn there, Keshav Maharaj.
He's kept his pace down throughout the day and has been the order of the days so far on this pitch. He's really read the pitch well.
And there's backward point on the boundary as well. sweeps that one. The man on the backward boundary comes off. They get one.
Brings
So
Jaden Seals to strike. One ball remaining in the 89th over. Keshav Maharaj now getting his first chance to bowl at Jaden Seals. So would be licking his lips at the opportunity of bowling at still a new batsman at the crease.
and there's a change because Jaden Seals is a left-handed batter. He just has the one slip, the silly made off, and they has kept a leg slip in for him. And the man at forward, he's driving. And the ball is whisked away to the widest long on. So Jaden Seals gets off the mark with 4. And the West Indies move on to 220 for 9.
That was nonchalant by Seals. That was as comfortable as they come, and just good batsmanship on that occasion. Going with the turn and able to capitalize upon it. Last ball of the over, not showing any fear to Keshav Maharaj.
He can play a couple shots as well, despite his average says 6. He can play some shots. He can play his role. So Waran is on 22. He will face another Rabada over.
294 wickets for Kagiso Rabada, now edging closer towards 300. Jamel Waran to face up the first ball of the 90th over. That's guided through cover. The Aussie chases after it, and they're able to get back for 2 runs. Jamel Waran now on 24 from 18.
So Kagiso Rabada bowling with the slips. He has the 3 slips, the gully. There's point. There's extra cover. Backward point. Mid wicket. Passes the umpire. This one is played back towards Rabada on the pitch. He's a wide, fine leg as well.
Defended that in quite an interesting way. Raises bat quite a lot higher than you usually would.
Yes,
in that case of
the ball did make some height.
didn't look too uncomfortable though, just a bit unorthodox.
Passes the umpire. This one is a short ball. He tried to pull, but the ball sailed over to the wicket keeper.
And a bit of a field change. That short cover comes into place. Ryan Rickleton. So looking to try to cut off Waran's options through that offside.
The 3 slips, the gully, the point. Now there's the cover has come in, a short cover. Extra cover is there still. Mid wicket, they've removed the backward square. This one is played down to fine leg. The fine leg cannot run around there in time. The fine leg is a bit wide and it goes to the boundary for 4.
Nicely done by Jamel Waran. Saw that vacant area there and just able to guide that ball a bit short, but easily tucked away into that fine leg region, and is able to evade the fielder down in that region. Would have been Lungi, and Gidi has been patrolling that fine leg region throughout this innings.
Kagiso Rabada passes the umpire, bowls to Waran, plays that on a short mid wicket, the wicket astride. They went for a quick single, they got it, but that is a kind of short singles you will see in white ball cricket. The ball was played into a short extra cup and short mid wicket area, and they hustled for 1. There was some excitement, as a fielding team would have thought that they could have had a run out chance, but they get 1. So this time Seals, who is on 4, he will face Kagiso Rabada. 3 slips on the gully, point. Come around the wicket to bowl to the left hand, who plays that forward, and Temba Bavuma would get it in short extra cover. No thought of a single there as it brings to the end of the over. The West Indies after 90 overs. After 90 overs, the West Indies are 227 for 9. Seals is on 4, Warwick on 29. West Indies still trailed by 130 runs, so South Africa would want to fancy themselves in trying to break up this pair as soon as possible, getting some batting this evening. They already have a lead of 130. If they can get to a lead of 250, between 250 and 300 by lunchtime tomorrow, they would want to insert the West Indies in and see what can happen there. Now tomorrow, despite being the 5th day, the pitch would not have the wear and tear of a normal 5th day pitch because of the time lost due to rain in this test match. So Keshav Maharaj will continue. 4 for 79 from his marathon spell, 39 overs. Warwick plays back to him. So he's bowling with a slip. He has a silly mid-off. There's short extra cover in Bavuma. There's cover. There's point, backward point. This one is played. There's a question asked by the fielding team led by the bowler and the wicket keeper. There's a mid-off, there's long off and the long on. Mid-wicket is on the boundary. Maharaj, and a chance they are saying went to the silly mid-off. The ball passes him in the air at a catchable height. It's another dot ball nonetheless. Maharaj just getting some turn away as we welcome back Astil Renton into the commentary box.
Thank you so much, Ian, for such a warm welcome. And we see the battle continues on midfield between West Indies and South Africa. Maharaj continues to have an excellent spell despite he is looking to pick up his 5th wicket of his innings. He has 4 for 75 of 40 overs, you can say. An excellent spell from which he started yesterday and continued on today.
And this is a good ball. It was a chance, according to the fielding team, that could have gone back to the bowler. He had to run to his left and forward just a bit. So Keshav Maharaj is bowling around the wicket to the right-handed. He's a left arm. He's bowling around the wicket to Warwick, who paddles that down to mid-wicket, with a mid-wicket fielder would run off from the boundary. They will get 1 run. And this would bring Seals to the strike. Warwick, in the meantime, he moves on to 30.
Warwick is having an excellent innings indeed. He came in at a time when all seemed to be lost, but he has 30 from 28 deliveries, and he's not afraid to put bat and ball. He's not afraid to attack either the spinners or the faster bowlers. Warwick decided, well, it's now or never, and he's a very brave man indeed. He has shown that he's no rabbit with a bat, and he has, at the opposite end, he has Jaden Seals, who will be holding an end for him while he goes about to at least to get this total down as close as possible to the South African total.
That was the end of the over. So Warwick will maintain strike, where he will face Kagiso Rabada, who is bowling with now 2 slips. There's a gully, there's a man at point, cover, extra cover. There's the mid-wicket, fine leg, and the mid-off. One to the mid-wicket. Let's try to pull that through on the onside.
So Warwick has stated his intentions quite clear from the moment he stepped onto the playing field. He decided that he's not going to respect any of the bowlers. He's going to attack them once they bowl short, and he's doing exactly that. The score is now 228 for 9, 129, still adrift of the South African total, but they're getting there slowly but surely.
So this is Ngidi, who is actually taking up the attack, replacing Rabada. None for 21, only 11 overs bowled. This one is outside you of stump, looking to play that a point. They will not get one. They were interested in thinking about that single, but he ran around. That's Dizorzi looking to run around to his right and stop a possible single.
So you have Ngini, he has replaced Rabada. I saw Rabada, I believe that the South Africans, they're using him in short bursts to conserve energy because he has had a long season, a very long season. He was here for the ICC T20 and he's back here for the Test Series, so they're using him in short bursts.
Yes, so Ngidi passes the umpire, bowls Warwick on this one. He's driving past extra cover. They will get one, they will get two. The ball will run close to the boundary, but Temba Bavuma will just make the save. Or did it run for 4? Yes, it goes to the boundary for 4. So Warwick, he moves on to 34 on the West Indies, 232 for 9.
Excellent shot there by Warwick. He stepped back a little and he punched that one through cover, you could say, and it was a long chase for the South African captain. He stopped it, but on the boundary rope. So Warrigan continues to show that he's no rabbit and he's going to put back the ball once he sees that opportunity.
Yes, and they're going quite along. He can get to his personal milestone of 50s, 16 away. Gady gets on some inward movement. He pushes that on the onside. They will get run where the fielder would run from point, midway between the normal point and the boundary. They will get one. So Seals, the left-handed Seals, will come to face. He's on 35. Warwican is on 35. Seals on 4. 233 for 9.
Warwican seems very comfortable against the faster bowlers. He seemed to pick up the line very easy and he loves to play his shots. So I believe that if Ngini doesn't do anything in this over, maybe they may bring back around to see if he can dislodge this final pair.
So Ngidi is coming around the wicket to bowl to the left-handed Jaden Seals with just 2 slips. They have taken out the gully. There is a point. There is the cover. Between cover and extra cover, there's a mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket. Is a short mid-wicket actually. This one is bowled! So Ngidi wraps it up. West Indies bowl out for 233. Seals bowled by Ngidi for 4. Warwican, he remains stranded, not out on 35.
Well, as it happened in the first innings where Seals disrupted or disturbed the stumps of Ngini, Ngini returned the favour this time around. And you can see he was saying that, well, we are equal now. So West Indies all out for how much, 233?
Yes, 233 all out.
233, and then Guinea is a very, very happy man. He's telling his opposite counterpart, well, it's all square, let's go on again for the second half of this game.
So this battle between Ngidi and Jaden Seals will be interesting for the rest of the series. Of course, hopefully we'll get to see Ngidi bat sometime tomorrow. That's if it comes down to him. Because certainly South Africa will begin their second innings in a short while from now.
Yes, and we see Maharaj, who had that marathon innings starting yesterday, that marathon bowling spell which started yesterday. Well, he is leading the team off. He picked up 4 wickets, and he did an exceedingly great job. When you look at the scoring board here you had Brad with 35, Louis 35, Casey Cardi 42, Atena's 3, 25 by Hodge, 36 by Holder, 1 by the Silva, 8 by Roach, and Moti made 0, and 35 by Warwick and not out. An excellent innings of 32 delivery. Seals is the last man out. He was bowled by Ngini for 4. West Indies all out for 233 of 91.5 overs. And there was just 9 extras. When you look at the bowling card, well, Rabada, he picked up 3 for 56 of 18, and Ngini 1 for 26. You had Mulder, 0 for 25, and you had Maharaj, 4 for 76 of 40 overs, and you had Makram, 1 for 42 of 13 overs. So that's the story of the West Indies innings here. An excellent display of fighting innings indeed by Warrican. So that's how West Indies trailed by 124 runs. That's substantively, but it is runs on the board. South Africa will have something to build on and something to really press on. We look forward to maybe an interesting final day's play tomorrow.
Yes, but before we go to tomorrow, in next 8 minutes or so, South Africa will begin their second inning. So we'll be back in about 8 minutes, between 7 and 8 minutes for the start of the South Africa second innings, because as you mentioned, tomorrow will be very interesting.
Oh, yes, indeed. And we look to see the two openers for South Africa as they come back up within the next 8 minutes.
This is Cricket on 360 Radio.
So welcome back to the Queen's Park Oval here in Port of Spain, Trinidad, as the West Indies have been bowled out for 233, responding to South Africa's first inning score of 357. The West Indies began the 4 days play at 145 for 4, and eventually they were all out for 233, losing their last 6 wickets for 83 runs. So the South Africans are gonna begin their second innings with the opening pair of Aid Markram and Tony De Zorzi.
Oh yes, looking at how West Indies went in their first innings, I think skipper Craig Bradford will be a bit disappointed. I think he will looking for more order, and the batsmen who started today, at least they will have extended the innings a little longer, because as you said before, they lost 6 wickets for 88 runs, and it's not what Craig Bradford would have been looking at and would have been looking forward to. But it happened, and let's see what happens in this session, because there's they are carded to go up to 5:30, and it's now let's see what happens, because you're going to have Roach is the man who started the attack. Or is it Seals?
Well, it's going to be Kemar Roach with the new ball from the Brown Lara Pavilion, and Tony De Zorzi, the left-hander, on strike. 2 slips, a backward point cover, a wideish mid-off, a short mid-on in Captain Craig Brathwaite, and a short mid-wicket. There's also a man at deep backward square. So here's Roach with the first delivery of South Africa's second innings into De Zorzi on the line of the leg stump, turning it away to the deep fielder on the leg side. Louis is coming off the boundary and getting it back into the Silva. So De Zorzi gets off the mark here. South Africa won without loss, and remember, they had a 124-run lead heading into this second innings, a very, very crucial score. And you would think that these two batters here, they'd want to get through this little tough period here against this new ball. The floodlights are on, and Kemar Roach does move it about a bit. Here he is again, into Markram this time. This one is down the leg side, badly lined. The Silva is diving away to his left, can't haul it in, and it runs into the boundary for 4.
Oh yes, this period, as you mentioned, Kadir, is a very, very is a session in which South Africa, their batters will be thinking, well, how are they going to be approaching this? Because you're going to have maybe 5 overs or 6 overs for the most, and they are up against Kemar Roach and Jaden Seals. If he starts from this from the other end, they will have to decide how they're going to approach it. If they're going to be just playing tight or just playing a normal game.
Well, 4 runs to the Silva's name. This one is played away into the offside. Louis is diving away and doing some good bit of work, but he's not able to prevent the single. De Zorzi came through, and South Africans have gone up now to 7. It's a no ball 2 from Kemar Roach. So the extra column already beginning to tick over for the West Indies.
Yes, when you look at Kemar Roach, he seemed to mean business, because he's running in, really coming in to bowl this new ball.
Into the Zorzi, and the Zorzi is again on the back foot and just tucking it away in the offside, and he's able to get the single because Kati had to run around to his left, and South Africans have moved up to 8 without loss after just 3 deliveries.
Okay, and they have pushed the lead on to 132. Just to continue with the thought, Kemar Roach, well, he knows it's a short session, it's a short burst, so he's coming in. He's really, that's why I believe that no ball, he's striving for the pace, and he's looking for some sideway movements also.
Back over the wicket to Markram, and to this delivery. It's a back-a-length delivery on the line of the off-stump. Markram is on the back foot defending it out into the offside. No run. Roach a little bit concerned with the front crease, as he would have had that no ball. It was a relatively big no ball by his standards, Kemar Roach, so you'd want to just correct that slightly. But meanwhile, the South African opening pair of Aiden Markram and Tony De Zorzi looking to push things along here. I would imagine that the South Africans are looking to get some quick runs and look to get the West Indies back in sometime tomorrow. But here's Roach into Markram. A delivery on the line of the off stump, and Markram is again on the back foot defending to mid-on, where Jaden Seals is positioned and no run.
Yeah, the score remains on 8 without loss, and no alarms yet for the South African batsmen. They seem to be very comfortable against Roach. Roach is striving for that extra pace, striving to at least to disturb their world, but they are keeping things intact and keeping things calm.
So here's Roach again. Into Makram. A delivery down the leg side. The Silva is flying away to his left, and he does get some glove on it. Takes a good fine, cleans it up nicely. And so the end of the first over here, at the end of 1, South Africa in their second innings, 8 without loss.
Yes, and like I said before, Roach seemed to be striving for that extra pace because he had at least he pushed 3 down the leg side and forcing the Silva to make a fine take. I mean, had he not gone full out, it would have been an extra four extras. So West Indies, they will be looking to really to pick up a wicket or 2 in this session if they're going to come back into this game. At least they have to pick up a wicket or 2 and to even things out in today's play.
Yeah, so Jamel Waran is going to take the new ball from the media center end. Jamel Waran, who had good figures for the West Indies in their first innings. He had figures of 4 for 69 from 22 overs. So he's going to pick up the attack with the new ball. He's going to be bowling to the left-handed Tony DeZorzi. And the field is, there's a slip, leg slip, forward short leg, short cover, square leg, deep mid-wicket, mid-off, backward point. Here's Waran into DeZorzi. Starts with a delivery on the line of the Midland leg stump, and it's spinning away past DeZorzi and running down to where a fine leg would be, and DeZorzi able to come back for 2. So leg buys is a signal from the umpire, but again 2 more to the total to the South Africans. 10 without loss now.
So as we said before, as we were discussing before, the South Africans, they would have started with a spin and pace, and exactly that happened. West Indies started with spin and pace, and Waran, well, he bowled the second delivery, and DeZorzi just come forward and very quietly forward.
Waran again from over the wicket into DeZorzi. A little bit of spin back into the left-hander, and he's just clipping it out to that short mid-wicket position where Craig Brathwaite does the fielding. Waran again into DeZorzi, slightly fuller on the line of the leg stump. DeZorzi's working it away nicely on the leg side. They go for 1, and they're going to come back for the second because Moti, who is at that long on position, had to move away to his left, and they're able to get a couple of runs.
Yes, and the batsmen look to be very businesslike. They are not going to waste any scoring opportunity. Once it's there, they're going to take it, and they're running very hard between the wickets.
Spin again from Waran, but DeZorzi does well, plays it out into the leg side, all along the ground, out to Kati at deep mid-wicket, and another single to the total, 13 without loss. Makram back on strike.
So I believe is it the Craig Brathwaite is trying the same tactics in which Bavuma did with Maharaj. Maharaj was the number 1 with the leading wicket taker in the first innings. So was Waran in the South African first innings. So he's going to tap this end and at least get as many overs in as possible before the end of the day's play.
Well, the West Indies have called for another helmet. Mikhail Louis has gone into forward short leg. Here's Waran into Makram. And to this delivery, Makram is getting one on the line of the off stump. And he's just pushing it out to the cover position where Brathwaite is doing the fielding. End of the second over. The score is 13 without loss. South Africa in their second innings.
Okay, and they lead by 137. So we see it's 2 overs gone, and we see that the batsmen seem to be very businesslike. Makram and DeZorzi, they seem to be very businesslike. They are not going to be mucking around. They are not going to waste any scoring opportunity, and they have been running very hard between the wickets. The bowlers, Kemar Roach, he seems to be very excited. He wants to get in as much pace as possible to hit the deck as hard as possible. But he comes in now to bowl to DeZorzi.
He is And he's getting a full delivery to Zorzi, and here he is driving through the offside pleasantly, beats the extra cover fielder. Roach, Seals in fact, is running around and giving chase. They go for one and they come back for the second quite easily.
I believe this Aussie has a point to prove because he hasn't really been among the runs, and this innings is a very important one for him. So he will be looking to really to assert himself and to make his place sure at the top of this batting lineup. This one whisked past the edge of the Zori bat. I thought maybe it may have touched something, but the keeper and Roach stayed very quiet indeed.
Good delivery from Roach just outside the off stump. The Zorzi had to play. And just hint a movement away from the left-handed Zorzi. And the Silva collects behind. A good delivery from Roach, operating from around the wicket from the Brown Arrow Pavilion, and the floodlights on. Here's Roach into the Zorzi. Full delivery, and the Zorzi is just driving it back up to Seals at mid-off. There is no run.
Yes, the floodlights are on, and the conditions are very conducive for fast bowling, for swing bowling, if you can move it around. And I believe Roach is enjoying the spell because he knows he has 2 bites of the cherry. He can give it his all now and go home, have a rest, and come back tomorrow morning and also be able to be fresh enough.
He is again now into the Zorzi. On the line of the leg stump, turned away. Moti is down at fine leg, and one more to the Zorzi. 16 without loss.
Yes, the Zorzi, he's on 8 from 11, and Mark Cramwell, he's very patient. He's 1 from 6. The score is 16 without loss. South Africa lead by 140 runs. So they seem to be pushing along the score, trying to, as we said before, they might be looking for more quick runs tomorrow morning when they come out and maybe set the West Indies a very challenging total, or maybe a sporting total.
So Roach now to the right-handed Markram, who settles and waits for Roach, who passes the umpire now and into Markram. It's getting a short delivery and wide outside the off stump, and Markram able to free his arms and punches through the offside. And it's going to run into the boundary now for 4. So Markram picks up his first boundary. Takes the total on to 20 without loss. A loose delivery from Roach.
Well, there's no better sight than when you have a fast bowler bowling such a short delivery outside the off stump, and the opening batsman just waiting it. He stood up on it and he punched it through towards the boundary. There's no better sight than that.
Roach again into Markram. He's getting another full delivery again outside the line of the off stump. This time Markram driving through the cover point area and picks up yet another 4. So back-to-back boundaries to finish the over here. And after 3 overs, South Africa are 24 without loss.
Well, we can, from the batsmen, from the batters' intentions, they are showing that they're not going to let any loose ball go unpunished. And Markram played 2 magnificent shots there. I believe if this over had a nice turnout and a nice crowd, you would have heard the eruption with the second shot, because it was really bang on target. He hit it, and he hit it well with all the power in the world. And with this outfield a little heavy, it still raced towards the boundary. So South Africa is showing that they mean business. They are 24 without loss. They lead by 148. And as we come down to the end of the day's play, they are in control so far.
Yeah, certainly the large and in charge, the Torrent South Africans. Meanwhile, Jamel Warrican is about to start his second over, bowling to the Zorzi from over the wicket. And the Zorzi is just getting a delivery outside the off stump. A full delivery pushed into the cover region. And Roach has to move across to his right and able to go through for a single. So let's see along the score here quite easily, Astel.
Oh yes, so let's see what Bradfield will do, because I mean he has maintained those two close in fieldsmen, and Warrican continues to plug away, trying to intimidate the batsman. But Markram is a very, very experienced opening batsman. He's very at ease, and he may not be disturbed by these 2 men close to him within touching distance.
So here is Warrican again. around the wicket, into the pads of Aiden Markram. A stifled appeal from behind the wicket. Nothing from umpire Hassan Raza. And so no run to the total. The score remains at 25 without loss. Halfway through the fourth over, here's Waran again. Into Markram, a full delivery. Markram is on the front foot, playing it back up to Waran. No run. South Africa lead by 149. 149 crucial runs. Tomorrow, once weather permits, should be an interesting day. Here's Waran again. Into Markram. Again, on the line of the middle stump, and Markram is defensive. Is on the defense. No run. Waran again. Final delivery of the over. Nice full delivery. Given some flight. And Markram is again in defense. Can't get a run. End of 4 overs. Score at the Queen's Park Oval. 25 without loss. The Zozis 9. Markram also on 9. South Africa lead by 149.
A good tight over from Jamal Waran. He just conceded 1 run in that over, and he maintained his form what he had in the first innings. So Waran continues to do the job in which his captain is asking of him and is required. So let's see what happens at this NBC. Like Jaden Seals may have been the man to replace Roach after those two boundaries from Markram. Let's see if Seals is the man who has been entrusted with to replace Roach. Is he the man?
Yep, it's going to be Jaden Seals replacing Roach from the Brian Lara Pavilion. And Roach with just the 2 overs, none for 15. A bit of an expensive start for him. But here is Seals from around the wicket to the Zozi, who is left-handed. 2 slips in waiting. And Seals, first delivery to the Zozi. This one is pitched up and driven through the offside. And it's running very close to the boundary. Waran was at backward point. He was diving away but couldn't get a hand on it, and it sped away across the turf for 4.
So the South Africans continue to push the score along. They continue to play attacking cricket. They have stated their hand. They have showed their hands exactly that they're not going to be sticking around and just playing out the rest of the day, but they're going to be extending their lead as further as possible during this short innings they have. And the score is now 29 without loss, and that tells you that they have been motoring it along.
So here Seals again into the Zozi. A delivery that is a bit closer on the line of the off stump. The Zozi just driving down to mid-off. Roach is doing the fielding, but the Zozi is just building on what he did in the first innings. He got 78 and batted really well at the top of the order for the South Africans. And when he got out in a real, in not in the identical fashion that he would have liked, because he was trying to reverse sweep to Waran and just feathered a catch to slip where Kavim Hodge took that catch. He made 78, so he'd want to capitalize on what is a good start here so far. He's on 13 and he's played nicely so far, but here is Seals around the wicket. This one he's edging, and Kavim Hodge, has he hold on? It was a big edge. And Hodge, who was at first slip, I think he put it down.
Not just you think he put it down. He put it down. It was to me. It was a regulation catch. The Zori, he went at it. He reached for it. The boy left him to hit the edge, a big edge, and went straight down the throat of Hodge, and Hodge just put it down. I don't know how he managed to put it down, but he put it down, and that's a big blow. That's a blow for the West Indies. They wanted at least to pick up a wicket or 2. They had the chance to do that, and well, Hodge is the man who put it down. I believe it is hard luck for Jaden Seals.
Oh, here he Seals again. Has to put that behind him now. Runs in, bowls a delivery that is on the line of the middle stump, and De Zorzi is just working it away on the onside, and Brathwaite has to run across to his left. Can't prevent a single. That was a good delivery from Seals. It was a pitched up delivery. It was just moving away from the left-hander, and it was drawn into the drive, and the catch went to Hodge, And Hodge just not hold on to that chance.
It was an excellent delivery, one in which that Seals could not have wanted any better than that. He bowled it, he pitched it well, and the batsman did exactly what he wanted to do. It hit the edge and it went down, and that was the end of it.
Well, Seals now into Makram. A good delivery. Makram just squared up a bit. It took the outside edge, but went all along the ground to Jason Holder at second slip, who was diving away and making the stop. South Africans can't get a single. It's a good start here from Seals. He's been unlucky throughout this test match, though he's picked up some wickets in the first innings. He's picked up wickets in the first innings, but he's been a bit unlucky.
Oh, yes, indeed. He has been unlucky, indeed, because looking at this over, he had the Zori beaten all ends up. It hit the edge and went down to slip. It should have been taken. It was a regulation catch that was dropped.
This delivery is lined down the leg side. The Silva takes behind, and no run to the total. So the end of 5 overs. The score is 30 without loss, and umpire Ellingwood has just walked up to the stumps, took the bails off, and that has signaled the end of play on day 4. So at stumps on the 4th day of the first test, South Africa in their second innings have moved up to 30 without loss. Makram is on 9 and Zozi on 14, which means that the South Africans have a lead of 154 heading in to day 5. Weather permitting, as still it should be a very exciting day of Test cricket.
Yes, a very intriguing day awaits us tomorrow. And when you look at what happened here today, I believe West Indies missed the trick in this final over. They could have picked up the wicket they wanted, because at least they needed a wicket or two. They had the wicket of the Zori, but the catch was just not taken. And they say catches with matches. You need to take your catches. And it wasn't a difficult one. It came very fast off the edge, but when you stand in a slip, you need to take your catches. I believe this play was, despite we lost the first session of play, it turned out to be a very nice evening session. But South Africa, they remain in control and they remain on top in this test match. Tomorrow is another day, and I believe that they'll be looking for quick runs to set the West Indies sporting total. If that happens, then we're in for a very exciting display tomorrow.
Well, just to keep you up to date of how today went, the West Indies started the 4th day. We started at 3:30. We lost the first 2 sessions due to rain. The West Indies started at 145 for 4 with Hodge and Holder, the not-out batsmen. But Aid Makram was able to break that partnership. He got Holder for 36. And the score at that stage was 173 for 5. With the score on 174, Joshua De Silva was out. Cordizozi bowled Maharaj for 1. And with just 4 runs added to the total, Hodge he was out. Cord Bedingham bowled Rabada for 25, and with a score at 192, Gurukesh Moti was caught in Makram at slip, bowled Rabada for no score, and with a score at 215, Kemar Roach, he was LBW to Rabada for 8, and Jaden Seals was the last to go. For 4, he was bowled by Ngidi. The West Indies were all out for 233, meaning that the South Africans had a lead of 124, and the South Africans in their second innings, after 5 overs, they were able to get to 30 without loss. The Zozi is not out on 14, and Aid Makram on 9. They saw out what was a pretty difficult period to bat, but they were positive and they were able to get to 30, which means now that they lead by 154. And so tomorrow is set up nicely, and we do hope that the weather permits us still.
Yes, indeed. I mean, this test match, this finish, it all hangs on, and it all will be pinned on the weather. The weather will be the key to us. If we have a full display, if we start at 9:30 tomorrow or 10 o'clock, 9:30 tomorrow, whatever is the start tomorrow, once the weather holds and we have a full display, we are in for a very tight battle between bat and ball. And I believe, too, that West Indies will be looking for some early wickets to really make sure that they don't come up second best in this test match. South Africa, on the other hand, will be looking to press home the advantage and look to score quickly as possible and set West Indies, as I've said before, a very sporting and a challenging total.
So tomorrow is shaping up to be an interesting fifth and final day. We do hope that the weather is on the good side. And well, that's it from us here at the Queen's Park Oval. We're signing out until tomorrow. Join us back where we have live action on 360 Radio. And we do join us back here tomorrow for day 5 action of the first test between the West Indies and South Africa. Remember, this has been a production of 360 Radio.
You've just heard commentaries of the West Indies South Africa series, a production of 360 Radio. Join us again for more on the 360